Hello everyone, Linda Hayes again coming to you with some more information on Belize. So this video I'm going to talk about different land developments in Placencia on the peninsula. I went and bought land there recently, so I want to talk about why I did that and also show 6 different developments that we looked at when we were deciding to make our purchase. So I already talked in the last presentation on how you get to Placencia, but in case you didn't see that one, the map here shows you where Placencia is down south in comparison to where Ambergris Caye and Belize City is. Now I did put some example prices here of both Tropic Air and Maya Air, and also put how much the rental car might cost if we choose to do that, which is when we're going to go next on April 16th. So why Placencia? There's many articles on the difference between Placencia and Ambergris Caye, and both areas are very popular with tourists and expats. And I put a link to the one article that I found from International Living that I kind of liked. So they say Placencia is said to feel like Key West 40 years ago, and they talk a lot about the beautiful beaches. The village is actually on the southern tip of a 16-mile peninsula, and there's Caribbean waters on either side. So it actually does feel quite like an island despite it being connected to the mainland. So one of the summary comments in this article, it kind of sums it up nicely. It says, overall, if you're looking for small town, tranquil beach life, Placencia is going to be your speed. If you're looking for a party and tons to do, meeting people every night of the week, Ambergris is probably going to be the right speed. So obviously this just depends on what kind of person you are. Now, for some people, Ambergris Caye is very perfect even if they want quiet. I have friends that live south on the island in a very quiet community, and if they want to have a party vibe, they can drive into town on their golf cart. For people in Placencia, it's very easy to take your car, go zip lining, go to the jungle, go cave tubing, and in both places, of course, you can take boats anywhere you want to go.
So I thought it'd be helpful to do a satellite view of what Placencia looks like. So first of all, I'm starting with the main village. So this is as far south down the peninsula that you can go, as you can see on the map here. One of the things we like to do when we go to Placencia is go to Tutti Frutti. Tutti Frutti has fantastic ice cream options. And then the beach area is actually really beautiful, and it goes all along the peninsula. And you can see how there's water all around it. So that's what really gives us the island feel. And one of the places that I've stayed actually is right on the beach here, and it's called Ocean Breeze. So that's the one that has a swim-up bar that's really nice. We did rum tasting when we were in Placencia a few weeks ago. And you can see one of the really good things about Placencia is this Placencia sidewalk. And so you can walk down there. There's a bunch of art galleries, woodworking, and lots of little boutique hotels all the way down. And if you keep going, you'll just see that the beach keeps going all the way down. So here's the Barefoot Beach Bar, Tipsy Tuna Sports Bar. So a lot of the places you can go are right in the village. And if you stay in the village, you can pretty much walk everywhere you need to go versus other places down the peninsula that I'm going to show next.
So when I decided to look for property in Placencia, I went with RE/MAX First Choice Belize. I met David Kafka through Robert Helms and the Belize Discovery Tour, and David's office is in Placencia, although he does come to the island, to Mahogany Bay, quite a bit as well. And so I'm going to show their website and some of the listings, and also show some of the areas that I found just by driving around as well. So the first area I'm going to talk about is Riversdale that I showed on the map. And in terms of how far away the peninsula is, if you start right at the Placencia turn off and try to go all the way down to the village, it's about a 30-minute drive, just to tell you the vicinity of how long it takes to go through everything. And if you're at the very top in the Riversdale neighborhood, the place you're going to go typically to get your groceries would be in Maya Beach, and that's about 15 minutes away when you go over the turnoff. So on RE/MAX First Choice, the website, I was able to search for vacant land only and Placencia, and the 2 more affordable options were Riversdale and Caribbean Way. So you can see a Seaview lot in Riversdale here listed at $39,900, and then the next one are lots in Caribbean Way for $45,000. So depending where you're going down, property will be, of course, more expensive. These lots are not right on the beach, otherwise they'd be a lot more, and I will show other options for you farther south where you'll see kind of some of the price differences. So one of the most beautiful neighborhoods you first see when you're driving down the Peninsula is the Placencia Residences. You can see a picture at the bottom of the page here with really nice canals and really nice large houses. And these lots are starting around the 120,000 price point, and actually there's some that might be even a way better deal than that depending when you're looking, because there were some that were foreclosed. And so reach out to me if you're looking there. And this is a gated community, and another advantage to this area is that residents and guests have access to the Placencia Hotel. And so that's always one of the big things when you're buying in Placencia that I've found, is that having resort amenities can be a big advantage if that's one of the things you want. So just like the Placencia Residences, the Amit Kilhaw neighborhood is also on the lagoon. And the price ranges in this area currently are 85 to 140,000. The price range on the map down below said they started at 77,000, but that's changed now with the availability. And all lots here have canal access, and they do financing at 50% down, 5% interest over 2 to 3 years. You can see I've put also a picture of the beach access because the lots are on the lagoon side, but they have a beach access point across the road. I have a picture of one of the lots down below on the slide there, and I also put a snippet of what the neighborhood looks like on Google Maps. Another neighborhood that we looked at is called the Ceiba Residences, and they do have Caribbean side units that are in a resort, and those are available for about 180,000 to 308,000 US dollars. But they also have 4 large lots on the lagoon side, and those are priced at 189,000. And you can see what the lots look like. There's lots of trees, that kind of stuff in the picture, and they've built one model home there now that you can go take a look at. And they do finance those lots at 50% down, 6% interest over 5 years. And they say that their build cost, they are a developer and a builder, and the build cost is between $150 to $175 US per square foot. So hopefully that gives you an idea of some of the builders' costs in the area. Now, if you saw my last video on Placencia, you will know the one that I actually bought in was the Naia Resort and Residences. So to talk about those lots, they have canal access, and some of them are on the lagoon and some are on the beach side of the road. And there's only a couple remaining at the price point we paid, which was $159, and the rest of the lots available are $199 to $299. And all the beachfront on the Caribbean are completely sold out. And I'm actually going to show a map in a little while showing all the different lots and how you can look them up, because they actually are one of the only developers I found that actually has updated pricing and availability on their website, although how often it's updated I can't say. So there is financing available, 10 years, and with interest it'll change depending on how much of a down payment you make. So for example, if you do the lowest down payment they'll accept, which is 20% down, your interest rate will be 9.9, and then for every extra 10% you put down, your interest rate goes down by 1%. So that's kind of nice. So for example, 30% would be 8.9%. And the good thing that I really like about it is that the resort and residences have the same developer. So not unlike the Placencia Residences, in this case you have access to a resort, which I'm going to show you in a minute as well.
So now I decided I would show the lot availability map for Naia. It is one that I was told was mostly sold out, and you can see that's true from looking at the map here. So these are all the beachfront lots, which are completely sold out. This is the Naia Resort here. And then they do have some of the lots that are sold in this inner lagoon area that are still available actually in the purple. And so if you look at this one, for example, it's 3/4 of an acre and it's $299. And then if you go to the other side of the road, this is the Placencia Road here. The community that I bought in, the side is on the lagoon side here. So they do have many lagoon lots right here that are lagoon side. Those ones, for example, for half an acre at $249. And then the one we bought, which hasn't been updated yet on the website, is right here. So this one is $159. And we have the park right beside us and a really nice, pretty area here. And then there's a couple more at that price point of $159. And then some really large lots you can see here. So this one is 3/4 of an acre, which is $279. So that gives you a nice idea of what is available in the Naia Residences.
So one of the other advantages that I really liked about the Naia was the resort access. So since it's the same company that does the resort, which is right on the beach, we actually have access to all the same amenities and we get discounts on other things. And this is one of the big things. So we get to use the main resort pool, fitness center, bicycles, kayaks and paddle boards. We get a 10% discount on food, 25% off spa services, and a 50% discount on hotel rooms. So this is one of the things I really liked about this property. Wasn't the main reason we bought, because of course the lots were what we really liked in terms of all the mature trees, the really nice canal and that kind of thing. But the resort access and the discounts really were a big bonus too. And the only reason I have so much information in the presentation about Naia is because that's where we bought. So I had done a lot of research first.
So now I thought I would just do another snippet of where the different areas we looked at were. So the first lot we looked at was in Riversdale here, which is right at the turnoff. Then we went down to Caribbean Way and saw a lot available in there. And as we keep going down, the Placencia Residences are right here. And then next you can see Kilhaw, that's in the Maya Beach area. And then to drive down to Naia is right here. This is the Naia Resort and Spa, followed by a local Mayan community sign bite. And then getting down a little bit further, we're going to get to the Placencia Airport and finally to the village. There is a lot of other land available around the village area that I didn't show only because it wasn't an area we were specifically looking in. But to give you some examples, I saw some off-beach land priced around the $130,000 mark. So that gives you some ideas of land. And if you're looking for other things, of course, when I go down to Placencia, I'm willing to look up things for you.
So now I want to give some tips when you're buying property. So the first thing I'd recommend doing, whether you're buying land or a condo or anything like that, make sure you talk to people who already live in the area. So in our case, we actually went and knocked on the door of a neighbor on the same street that we bought in Naia. And I've done that when I've taken people around to even condo buildings. If I see someone out on the balcony, it's worth talking to them, asking how long they've been there and if they like it and all those kind of things. So also you got to make sure that you know about how security is in the area. So in our specific case, we found out from the neighbors that security is always driving around on bikes. So that gives you a really nice sense of security. Another thing you need to do is make sure you get a copy of title to the property you're buying. So that it goes without saying that if you're buying a property, you should have the title of it. But sometimes when you're financing, you're not going to actually get title until after you pay the loan. So in our case, we financed the land. So what we wanted to make sure though is that the title was in the same name of the company we're financing with, so that we have that. You also want to make sure you get a copy of any covenants so you understand, in our case, all the building requirements, and get HOA documents whenever applicable. So sometimes developers will have HOA documents, sometimes they'll have separate rental management agreements that you have to follow. So just make sure you get all of the information on the property. So I hope this gave you a flavor for what is available in Placencia on the land side. I do have other pictures and videos I took, and I'm also taking another trip to Placencia mid-April with someone else that's interested. So if you have something that you want me to gather for you while I'm there, please make sure you reach out, and I'm always happy to give tours if you're coming to Belize.